Hi, Jeff Tobe here, relationship guru, couples coach, and author of the online video series, How to Fix a Broken Relationship. Whether you've been in a relationship for a few months, a few years, or a few decades, you are bound to fight with your partner at some point. But what constitutes fighting is different for every couple. Some only admit to having disagreements. Others tell me that they occasionally bicker. Some seethe in silence, while others don't believe they've had a real fight until someone yells. There are negative and unhealthy ways to fight, but disagreeing is not unhealthy. Since you're going to squabble, here are some ways to stay in fighting form without going down for the count. The goal of the fight is to get closer, to understand each other better, to resolve an issue so you don't have to face it over and over again. Take a deep breath during the fight and think to yourself, this is a person I love and respect, and they probably have a valid point. I need to listen and to find a grain of truth in what they're saying. Nothing de-escalates an argument more than someone acknowledging the truth in what the other person is saying, even if they're not in complete agreement. Before the fight even begins, couples should ideally share a culture of appreciation and respect so that they don't resort to defamation of character. If you want to have a difficult discussion before it becomes a fight, say something like, there's something I want to talk about. Is this a good time? Then start the conversation in a gentle way and take ownership of your issues, saying, I have a problem with fill in the blank. Allow yourself to accept input from your partner and try to see things from their perspective. And remember, part of the reason you're with this person is that you value their values and you're aligned. You probably heard that you should never go to bed angry, but I think there are times when you might need to sleep on it. If you or your partner is exhausted or one of you drank alcohol that escalated the fight, it's okay to say, I love you, let's talk about it in the morning. By then, hopefully, the intensity will have dissipated and one of you might realize you were just tired or feeling sensitive. You have to judge the situation. If you're too exhausted to resolve a fight, stop it before it goes downhill fast. Just be sure to address it within 24 to 48 hours before you get wrapped up in life again. If you just move on but aren't emotionally connected, the next argument that comes up will likely include this fight in it as well and be too overwhelming to deal with. Author of Daring Greatly, TED Talk speaker with over 25 million views, and social worker Brene Brown's #1 life hack for lasting relationships is a phrase, the story I'm telling myself is. Basically, you're telling the other person your reading of the situation and simultaneously admitting that you know it can't be 100% accurate. It allows for a check-in with the other person before a disagreement, and it allows them to reply something like, no, that's not accurate at all. Here's why I left the kids alone for a few minutes. It's a lifesaver for a few reasons, Brown says. It's honest, it's transparent, and it's vulnerable. When you say, the story I'm telling myself is, it conveys, I want you to see me and understand me and hear me, and knowing what you really mean is more important to me than being right or self-protecting. While you might be tempted to unleash fury on your partner when they're late picking you up, it's better to start with I statements and own your own feelings. I realize it's not easy to speak calmly and share your emotions when you're fired up about something, but yelling, you left me waiting for 20 minutes. You are so inconsiderate, will elicit a different response from your partner than, I was left waiting for 20 minutes and it made me feel uncared for and hurt. Describe yourself rather than your partner. Instead of calling your partner a liar, for example, say something like, I need transparency and honesty in our relationship. If things are getting heated and the fight isn't going well, take a break. When you get very upset, your heart rate goes up and stress hormones are released. Not only that, but the brain's frontal lobes, which handle logic and communication, just shut down. What is activated in the brain is the fight or flight response that our caveman ancestors used to deal with life-threatening situations. The bottom line is that you need to tell your partner that you need a timeout to think it through. Avoid saying things like, I'm done, let's end this, or I want a divorce when you're in a fight. Someone might say this because they want to grab their partner's attention, but it makes their partner feel unsafe and insecure in the relationship. If those kinds of things get said often, the partner either stops believing them or feels that sharing feelings will end the relationship. Bad words are like bullets. You can't take them back once they're out. When you're living with someone, it's safe to assume they're going to do things that you don't agree with or that get under your skin. While you shouldn't complain about every annoying thing your partner does, if one of them truly hurts or upsets you and you can't let it go, make sure you address the issue so it doesn't appear in other fights. And be willing to give in on some things. Decide what you're willing to be flexible with, like her leaving the cupboard doors open, and work to resolve things you might feel more strongly about. If you want to make a better relationship, you've got to make a better you. For more information, tips, subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit www.relationshipguru.net. That's relationshipguru.net, not .com. Thanks for watching.